From the top of the 222 building on College Avenue in downtown Appleton, it's Varsity Roundtable with Ricardo Arguello. And Rosie on the big show, the five-time Division I state champion Kaukauna wrestling team. And now, for the hundreds in attendance, Quayo.
All right. Thank you. A weekly look at high school sports in the Fox Valley area. The part of the USA Today Network, Wisconsin Digital. The 10th floor of the 222 building, downtown Appleton on College Avenue. This week we keep on wrestling. Move over to the team wrestling aspect. We're proud to have members of the five consecutive championship Kaukauna Ghosts. Gentlemen, just do a little wave here as I introduce you, all right? Here we go. Directly to my right, we have Nehemiah Lendobeja. There we go. Nick Jenkins. Zach Winnekens. There we go. Guys are on board here. Talk about the great season that they've just completed, culminating with that 5th consecutive state championship down at the Field House in Madison. Want to let everyone know we are live and interactive as well. So if you have any questions, log into that live chat. That can be found on your desktop, your laptop, on your phone or your tablet or whatever you're on. Just kind of move the mouse over or the pointer over the screen. You should trigger a chat application that comes on. Now, put down your real name, all right? When you ask these questions, they want to know who's asking these questions. So please do that right away. And gentlemen, as you know, we can't have girls asking for numbers and stuff like that. This is just going to be on wrestling. So just on wrestling. Girls, I know it's hard to resist, but this is just about wrestling. So sorry, guys. You're on your own when it comes to that. I can't help you with any of that. But, hey, we do have a small crowd here. Rosie, can you put on we have some parents here and some of their teammates here. So that'll be kind of fun. I think they have some questions for you guys as well. We are an interactive show. So we'll be fun to include those guys in the questions as well. So we have Brett Christopherson. He'll be handling all the online questions for us over there, one of our producers. Don't forget about Jim Rosandick punching buttons. So let's get to know you. Maya and Nick both have said that they've been on the show. But if we can, please entertain me again. Let me know the weight class that you wrestle at, how you got into wrestling.
Kaukauna wrestling, and how I got into wrestling is just from my father and my grandfather. They were both wrestling. What they kind of show me through my lifestyle. So
for those of you, how many people but you? Nick, your turn here. Give me the weight that you wrestle at and how you got into wrestling.
I wrestled and I've been wrestling since I was around 4 years old. Really wrestled. So my uncle started off when he was in 8th grade, and then I was 4 years old, around kind of my whole life.
Okay, great stuff. All right, here we go. Hey, it's your turn, Zach. So give me the weight class that you wrestle at, how you got into wrestling.
I'm our 215 pounder, and I got combative sports, so I found it really interesting, and I just started in 3rd grade.
Okay, all right, great. Guys are on board to talk about that championship that they just completed this past Saturday. You guys whooping up. You guys just put the hammer down on Arrowhead. I mean, what was it, 53-18, something like that. I was there covering you guys. I'm going to tailor this first question to Nick because you are the lone senior on the couch here. on the couch, Peyton. So we know you're in the crowd over there. But tell me what that felt like. Closing your career, you haven't known anything but championships. You know, how cool is that? And do you know how rare that is?
Yeah, it just felt really surreal to me because, you know, I left behind and me and Peyton left behind and our class left behind something that hasn't been done by many schools. I think we're one of 3 to do it. And I know that we're all leaving something in history that is really hard and really rare to do, and we're leaving behind the team and future success with a great group of guys coming up.
There we go. Is that the picture we got of you there?
Yeah.
Look at that. Winning your match there in the championship round. Let me now direct this to Nehemiah and Zach. So what's it like for you guys as well? I mean, you guys are juniors, right? But experiencing nothing but championship. Do you realize how difficult it is just to win 1? You guys are up here already, juniors, and winning 3 in your career. We'll start here with Nehemiah, get over there to Zach. How do you feel about that? Can you even process that? Because most folks, they would kill to have 1, and you already have 3.
Yeah, so having 3, you know, it's always great to be winning, being on a winning team, but it's also the dedication through like teammates of years and years of just grinding it out by each other. So like the teamwork that we put in, like our craftsmanship, we prove it out on the mat. So it's not really a surprise that we have 3 already. So next year we're gonna get even work harder because it's what we have. We work for every time. Yeah. Every time we step on the mat, it's just always a great feeling that we're gonna get another one, or we're hoping to get another one. So as a junior, I can't wait to get it again next year.
And there's a great shot of you. I love that shot of you there on the mat winning that title. Brett, are you ready signaling me? We have a question?
Got a couple questions.
Well, can we hold on to that, or is that one specifically for Nehemiah?
It's your show, Ricardo.
Okay, I'm just going to say, Zach, same thing. So what's that like, being a champion 3 times already?
Yeah. Granted, got to keep working for it. Can't just. Got to keep working, keep grinding for it like it's your first one.
Well said. Look at you there, boy. That's right in the throes of the match there, taking down your guy. Good to see. All right. Hey, Brett, already we have some questions from online. I kind of figured we were going to get an act. Okay, go ahead. We're switching to cyber world.
Zach, what his favorite type of dairy is? That's a Facebook question. Dairy.
Dairy.
Okay. All right. I thought this was going to be one of those things where you're like lactose intolerant or something. No, but you can. Okay. All right. Good stuff. You got something else, Brett?
I do. This is from Liam Crook.
Liam. That's Liam right here in our
right here, but it's on the chat here too.
Okay.
Who is the best dodgeball player on the team?
Okay. Anybody can answer that one.
They must play a lot of dodgeball, I assume. Is that the favorite activity?
Well,
probably have to get it to Brady Sprangers.
I agree.
He's got an arm on him.
Okay. I don't know. Nehemiah, do you concur?
Ooh. Well, the comment came from probably one of the best guys on the team.
Okay.
He's catching balls, throwing balls, but personally, I think I'm better.
Oh, Sprangers or Nehemiah. All right.
Do you guys play dodgeball all the time?
Yes.
What's the deal?
Is that like a team thing you do after practice? Or?
Oh, no.
Oh, you do? Okay, gotcha. You played it every day at Team State?
Rapid.
Team sectionals, yeah.
Well, that's a good way to keep you guys all loose and
Every
relaxed.
single day, it's like a rematch.
Now, how do you choose teams, though? Do you guys go by weight, or you guys go?
Grades.
We go by grades.
And then if it's not even, we kind of split them up from there.
Okay, and so you're telling me the junior class is the class that wins, or?
Yeah. We usually have the better group of athletes. That's usually
Yeah.
So those of you didn't hear, Liam's saying that the junior class seems to have the better class of athletes there among the Kaukauna wrestlers. Brett, you have something else?
I do, but isn't there concern that somebody could get hurt? I mean, dodgeball can be a little bit,
you're doing
one
it on
shot in the face,
I
and you
suppose.
can break a nose or something.
I thought
right?
maybe you thought they'll be on the mat though, right? You guys do that on the mat.
We're on the mat. We have foam balls.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, there
Unless
you
you're
go.
throwing it pretty fast, but you don't get hurt.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You have something else, Brett?
Well, Lucas Peters says he
Hey.
loves the confidence from the big guy. Loves the confidence from the big guy.
Lucas Peters, a friend of the show. He has been here several times. All 3 of you, correct me if I'm wrong, won your matches in the title.
Yes.
Against Arrowhead, right? Can you tell me in that? And I know you guys were confident going in, but what's that like in a championship setting? Are there nerves? Describe the experience for flubs like me who have never been in a championship kind of setting. What's that like mentality-wise? What's going through your head? I'm gonna start over there with you, Zach, and then we're gonna work our way back. What's going through your head when you go onto the mat for that championship round?
Well, yeah, there's always nerves before any other match. Just go out there, wrestle how you do your technique, stick to what you know. Just, yeah.
My last high school match of my career, and so I wanted to go out and prove a point, but at the same time, I just wanted to have fun at the same time. So I knew who I was that day, and I knew what I was gonna do.
Outstanding. There's a good picture of you, Nick, taking down one of your opponents during state team wrestling. Rosie, put that other one back of Zach. Did you have that one of Zach here before that photo? Just wanted to let Zach see his own photo. Look at Zach, you're so intense. Okay, Nehemiah, it's your turn. Your thought process going into that title match.
My or Zach Winnekens.
Yeah.
So I had a little bit of time to process the moment, and with me, I work better with the crowd. So no matter how much the crowd they interact with the match, I always love it. So I was always in with the crowd. So every time I got a takedown, it was so great.
There you go. Look at you right there.
Oh yeah,
that's a great picture. So can I ask you guys a question that's related to that? In that, depending on when it starts. It goes through different weight classes. Do you guys like wrestling right away in the beginning? Or do you like bringing up maybe the back end of it? We'll start here with Nehemiah and go on the way down.
So I had 2 experiences. So my freshman or my sophomore year, I believe I wrestled Wisconsin Rapids right off the bat. And of course it was great starting off everyone. So when you win, you're like, it starts off your team great.
Yeah.
But it's also like, I got to do my job so my team feels the energy right away, not loss.
Okay.
But I prefer wrestling first, so you get over with, and then you can see your team wrestle, and you can cheer them on sooner.
Okay, interesting. How about for you, Nick?
I prefer wrestling first as well, just so I can get my flow going and the team energy going, and kind of like Nehemiah said, then I can watch the rest of the duel worry and anxiety free, and just watch my teammates wrestle and be able to enjoy it.
Yeah, well said. How about for you, Zach?
Oh yeah, I agree with these guys.
Okay.
Wrestling first is always nice. You can set the tone for the duel.
Yeah.
And yeah, the nerves are gone. You just kind of get in your own flow, kind of like you're at a tournament.
Okay, great stuff. Again, here with Kaukauna wrestlers, 5-time consecutive state champs from the Ghosts. We got Nehemiah Lendobeja, Nick Jenkins, Zach Winnekens. Again, get those questions online if we have to. We have some from our crowd. So let's switch over. Rosie, we got Liam there. I think, Peyton, did you have your arm up too? So, oh, no, you didn't? Okay. So, Liam, go ahead. Liam, you got to shout out that question, my friend.
So, I don't know, Nehemiah never really has, but when you have to bump up a weight class,
Yep.
Sometimes, how does that change your mentality or your confidence? I know Zach had to go down to 190 for the finals, and Nick, you've had to bump up a weight class a handful of times. Does that ever kind of shake you a little bit, or are you just still, rock solid?
Let's start with Nick on that. By the way, Liam, you had to go up 2 weight classes, right? I believe on Saturday. So that was very interesting. What's that? We'll start with Nick and go to Zach. What's that like, having to wrestle a weight class or 2 maybe above at certain points?
I mean, for me, I know I have trust in my coaches, and there's a reason behind it, and I'm gonna have confidence in myself. But like I said before, there's a reason why they're doing it, and if they trust me to go up a weight class and get a job done, that's what I'm gonna go out and do.
Okay, Zach?
Yeah, I kind of wrestle up a weight class the whole high school year. I was kind of more like 195 wrestling for 215, but I always have confidence in my strength, my power. It's just the different techniques for different weight classes is kind of hard to get past.
Yeah.
Like a 190 is a lot faster and kind of more technique driven than a 215.
Gotcha. Okay, interesting stuff. Brett, did you have something else from online? Listen, and I got to talk about this because I've been covering you guys this year, from the individual tournament on. Individual, you guys sent 6 wrestlers, all of them podiumed. First time in Kaukana's history where every wrestler they sent reached the podium. But I know you 3 weren't able to get to the individual. Did that put an extra chip on your shoulder, not being able to make it, right? Because all 3 of you, right, weren't in the individual wrestling tournament, right? You all missed it?
Two of us were.
Yeah, I didn't call.
Oh, that's right. Nehemiah, you weren't. I meant like, okay, so let me rechange the question there a little bit. So for Nehemiah, you were third, if I correct me
No,
if I'm-
fourth.
Fourth. So, and you were also?
I was fourth.
You were fourth, and then you're the
I
one who
didn't
missed.
qualify.
Okay. So let me rephrase the question. Sorry. So for both Nehemiah and Nick, did you have an extra chip on your shoulder? Because I know Coach Machik, when I was talking to him after, felt like you guys could have maybe placed higher. Did that kind of play into it as well? That hey, I got to go back out there and got to show everybody. I think Nehemiah, you mentioned something about that about
Yeah.
maybe wanting to finish higher. Go ahead.
So my thought process right before the individual state tournament was, if I don't do my best here, I always have team state because we made it already.
Okay. Okay.
So I was already going into individual state. I'm like, I'm gonna give my best here, and then if I don't get it here, what I want in team state, I'm gonna prove to my team that I was supposed to win and
Yeah.
be here with them.
Okay. Okay. And Nick, did that also motivate you as well?
Yeah. So like at the state tournament for most seniors, your placement match, your blood round match, or wherever your last match is at state, then you're done. But like for me, I didn't end the way I wanted to at state, but like I was really grateful that I got to wrestle at team state and get an extra couple matches in and end my career how I wanted to end it.
Now, Zach, you were one of the thing is like I'm used to seeing like 9 or 10 Kaukauna wrestlers make it to the individual state tournament, and you guys were close, right? So you had I think Springers, or a few other guys who were just right there and didn't get to. Did that motivate you as well going into the team tournament?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because my teammate, my practice partner Nehemiah qualified, so I was like, all right, I got to start picking up the pace here. Got to keep up with him. It just kind of showed me what I got to work on, what techniques I got to do. Got to get in the right mindset, all that.
All right, good stuff. Thanks for correcting me. I didn't want Machik all over me here. No, they did finish on the podium. Okay. So, any questions more from our audience here? Brett, did you have something? Okay. What do you got over there, Brett?
Back to Facebook. Brad Crook again for all. What's your message to youth wrestlers out there?
Ooh, that's a good question. That was going to be on the second half of my thing, but we'll do it now. Advice for those younger guys coming up, man. They idolize you. I saw you guys brought a lot of people down. By the way, Arrowhead, they didn't bring many people, I noticed. Just noticing that. I was mentioning that to the reporter from the Journal Sentinel who covers Arrowhead. He noticed the difference in what you guys brought down. But you know what? That has something to do with the youth wrestlers too. So, Nehemiah, then we'll go on down. Your advice for the younger guys.
My message for the younger guys is, for the younger tournaments, as long as you're not in high school, don't take always wrestling so seriously.
Okay.
You gotta have fun on the wrestling mat when you're younger, because when you're older, it gets more serious and more intense, where the crowd expects more from you. But when you're younger, you just gotta look at your parents, and if they're happy, you're happy. You should not be focusing on if I win or lose. You should be focusing on if you win your match, or if you don't, you gave all you got, no matter what.
Okay, interesting. Nick, your thoughts?
Something that I would like to say is you're going to get what you're going to earn in your career, and whatever effort you put into it is you're most likely going to get out of it. So, like, if you just focus on getting better throughout your youth career, that's probably going to pay off in your high school career. And if you give the energy and effort level of a state champ, you're probably going to get something close or get that in the end.
Well said. Okay, Zach.
Yeah, just have fun with the sport, because you are young. You got to grow into it. But if you do find it as something that you love, I'd say put a lot of time and effort into it, because then you'll go far, get what you want.
Okay, great stuff. Now, guys, we got to pay the bills. We got to go to halftime here. So we'll be back for the second half of the Varsity Roundtable after these messages.
At Cellcom, we live, work, and play right here in Wisconsin. That's why we use our wireless technology to help protect this place we call home. That's technology with a heartbeat.
Promote your business, unite your team, or just get your name out there with help from the professionals at Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Family owned and operated for over 20 years, we have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your business or organization. We can put your logo, name, or anything else you want on any article of clothing. From embroidery and screen printing to graphic design and heat press services, we've got you covered. Call today.
Now, back to Varsity Roundtable.
All right, back for the second half of the Varsity Roundtable. Hanging out with Kaukauna team wrestlers Nehemiah Lendobeja, Nick Jenkins, and Zach Winnekens. Gentlemen, this next question is really about kind of for the juniors. So Nick, why don't you chill there for a second, because it's about going for the 6th title. And we kind of mentioned about how you guys have only known championship matches and all that kind of stuff. And I've always heard that got a great junior class, right? I mean, we'll start here with Nehemiah and go to Zach. Boy, you guys are already doing something special. You guys are on the verge of doing something special again. 6, I think the state record is 7 in a row. That's Wisconsin.
How I feel about it is, I feel like you guys quoted this one before. After the 24 hours is done, like after we're done wrestling, after the season's done, we focus on the next goal.
Okay.
Which our next goal is always the next team state title. But as a team, it's an unheard of kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I can leave always my team. That would be remembered. Historical moment.
Yeah.
So how I feel about it is I can't wait for next year and right now, because having your own life.
Yeah, that's a great photo, by the way. Again, taken by Torque Mason of USA Today Network. Look at that, Liam, man, you're great moment there. Now, what can you tell me about that shooting for that next season as well? You guys year, but next year, you guys feel good, don't you?
But I can't go in with too big of a head, because if you put in the same amount of work, you may your first one.
So I'm going to segue a little bit into Coach Machek, because when I was talking to listen, I've talked to Coach Machek since I got here. That was way back in like 2000. Very cerebral when it comes to what he's saying to me. I will say this, and there's Coach Machek right there. I said that, very intense. There you go, him cheering you guys on or giving you guys instructions. Here's the thing, though. He told me, I think this quote was in my story, about sometimes he wants to rip your ears off, right? I don't know if that was meant like for motivation and that kind of stuff, but it all got you to where you are today. Tell me about that a little bit. Do you guys kind of get them riled up a little bit sometimes? I'm gonna ask the senior first. Nick, is that the case? You guys get them riled up a little bit?
Yeah, I think we do, and I think the competition does as well. But I think it's mutual, and it can go right back at us. And I feel like once that pressure hits, I feel like everything he says becomes more motivational, and like anything that he says to me can just get me amped up and ready to go. And like even in that picture that was just shown, like even when you see him in the corner and he's all hyped up, like that just makes me want to wrestle even harder.
Okay, all right. Now, Liam, I'll get to your question in a second here. I want to get these two guys, your thoughts on that as well, because how do I say this? To me, Coach Machek is kind of old school, right? There's an old school. He'll let you know what you're doing wrong. Some of these coaches now, they're a little more careful in how they interact with the athletes and everything. But do you like that kind of coaching? I might start with Zach here and then go to Nehemiah. Talk about that.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't sugarcoat things.
There you go. Okay.
But I feel like that's the best way to like treat your athletes. So you have to tell him like what you're doing wrong, or because he'll tell you what you're doing wrong, but also tell you what you're doing good.
Okay.
So if you're doing something good, he'll let you know that. He'll give you encouragement. But like you have to have that with your athletes, otherwise they're just being lied to.
Okay, great stuff. How about for you, Nehemiah?
For me, he kind of gives it like what Zach said. He kind of gives it raw. He doesn't really shortcut anything. But how I think of it is, if you want to push your athletes to their greatest potential, you got to show them the truth sometimes. It might be rough, it might be tough to hear, but as a coach, you got to be honest to your athletes, and you got to tell them the truth sometimes, which that really just helped during the match when he's like, hey, you got to shoot more. You're not shooting. If you don't want to shoot, you're going to lose the match. Sometimes you got to hear that. I'm like, I understand, Machek.
Okay.
And I usually go do it.
Okay. All right, great stuff. Liam, you have a question here, so get it over on Liam now, Rosie. And Liam, shout it out that question, my friend.
So there's been talks around, just the area about a Tuesday morning. that Maciek got a little honest with the team. Can you guys just talk about your experience with that?
A Tuesday morning where Maciek got honest with the team.
Just your thought process and how that went down.
So what happened there? Well, we're going to start with Zach and work our way this way. So what happened there, Zach?
Some of the guys were kind of, I think it was like maybe the third morning lift or second morning lift. Some of the guys kind of weren't taking it seriously, so
Okay.
he not doing the best we could at the practice. We kind of weren't doing great.
Okay. Nick, what do you remember from that?
I just remember that there was something thrown at the wall.
Okay.
But it made me lock in real quick.
Oh,
and,
interesting.
Yeah. That point.
Yeah. Nehemiah?
It's not good to go to the bathroom
Okay.
before a practice because, you don't
Especially
know.
if you're 15 minutes late.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
you know,
that.
especially if you're 15 minutes late
Gotcha.
to practice, and when you gotta go, you gotta go. But the main recall,
Gotcha.
Or just don't be 10 minutes late.
or don't just be late.
Yeah.
Be 10 minutes early.
So you guys know that he holds you guys accountable. Is that fair to say? Thank you for that question, Liam. Him, Rosie. All right, Peyton, go ahead, shout it out, my friend.
Yeah, this is. If you look back at any moment throughout your, do you not regret anything?
Great question, Peyton. Yeah, anything you'd change?
Wrestling seriously until I was a sophomore. 7th, 8th grade,
okay.
6th
Okay.
grade, anywhere in middle school, and I felt like I just hit the surface of my potential, getting 4th place as a Ben's, should have Ben's, but I just questioned myself and wondered what seriously earlier.
So, in a sense, you feel like your best wrestling's still ahead of you.
Yes,
in some ways.
for sure.
Okay, great question, Peyton. Good answer there, Nick. Brett, did you have something?
I do. Interesting question from Paul Stump here.
Okay.
If you could tell someone something about Kaukauna besides the sport of wrestling, what would you say? How would you describe?
That's a good question. Listen,
Everybody thinks of wrestling, Kaukauna, a lot of success.
Well, I know that, but let me tell you, I got to be honest, Brett. When I'm out and as a sports reporter, I see other sports reporters. We're somewhere else. If I'm in Milwaukee, if I'm in wrestling, and you guys are like intertwined. Kaukauna, wrestling, boom. That's like the first thing out of everyone's mind. But that's the question though. Is what else?
What else is there?
What else is there, Nehemiah?
For me, I'm a big guy, so it's always the food.
Okay.
It's always Dick's Drive-In.
I was going to
That's-
say it's Dick's.
that's
Yeah,
the one
I've heard
place-
Dick's Drive-In. Sure.
That's the one place where I'm like, if I want to go somewhere besides wrestling, it's gonna be somewhere with
No.
food.
I like food. Now hold on a minute. I've never been to Dick's Drive-In.
I
What-
have, very good, but they're not a sponsor.
No, not a sponsor.
Right.
What should I order there? If you guys have suggestions.
My suggestion: just order the family pack.
The family pack.
Now
I'm
it's-
taking notes
It's
here.
a big stomach, so
You get like
Are you
what,
kidding me?
six,
Come on.
I think
six
you got
burgers,
it.
I think. Yeah.
I
Okay.
think you got it.
Okay, family pack. All right, interesting stuff.
6 burgers and a box of fries or something like that.
Okay.
I think is
It's
what
not
it
even a box; it's just a bunch of fries in a bag.
What? Okay, hold on, Liam. I know you got a question here for Nick and Zach. Something people might not know about Kaukauna. What can you tell me?
Well, I have a little bit different perspective because I transferred in sophomore year.
Okay.
But something besides wrestling that I think about with Kaukauna is just my friends, like
Okay.
the people that I've met here and the people that I've built connections with, and it's just something that I really hold close to my heart. And the people that I see every day, I'm like really glad. Besides the wrestling, the people that I've got to meet and who I've connected with.
How about for you, Zach?
Yeah, kind of bridging off what Nick said, I'd probably say community.
Okay.
Like everyone's like really close connected, everyone's nice, everyone's friendly. Like definitely through the sports too. Like I've met a lot of further friends through wrestling and other sports as well. Like I got some basketball friends, I got football friends. So a lot of it's just community.
And before we get to your question there, Liam, Brett, I know you and I have thought about this, which high school has kind of become the standard bearer. putting Kaukauna right up on the top.
No doubt about it.
Because for a while there, maybe it was Kimberly, Appleton, Northwoods. But I think you guys now, when you look at your softball team, you guys obviously you guys have outclassed everybody.
Boys basketball
right
now.
right? So your football
Football's
team
been-
has
yeah.
done really well. Is that how you guys feel? Like you guys are top dog now, Nehemiah, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Nick, Zach, you have anything to
I
to
feel
add to
like
that?
all of our sports besides wrestling are all at least average or better than that. Like I
Yeah.
don't really feel like we have a bad sport necessarily, and I feel like we're probably the best, if one of the best, if not the best team for sports in the FEA.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, gotta agree with Nick on everything. He just
Okay, I think Brett and we agree on that as well. Liam, what was your question? Shout it out.
So, obviously, one of the big things about like wrestling is obviously on the mat time. But how serious do you take like your recovery time? Like, what is your process with that?
Recovery time, so important. What is your process with the recovery time? We'll start there with Zach and work our way back.
Yeah, I take my off time very seriously. A lot of naps.
Okay. Okay.
We have an amazing trainer named Courtney.
Okay.
I see her a lot. She helps me out with my aches and pains. So
Yeah.
yeah, she's always good.
Okay. Okay. Nick.
For me, usually Sunday after a tournament, I would go to the YMCA. I would swim around a little bit, go in the sauna, and then I would have a practice on Sunday just to like roll out and roll around and get my muscles all ready to go for an upcoming week of practice.
Okay. Okay. Nehemiah.
My rest time's kind of like Zach. I take it very seriously.
Yeah.
A lot of sleeping. You can kind of call me a bear.
Okay.
in
Hibernate
hibernation.
a little
But
bit. All right.
After all like the sleeping and stuff, I usually spend a lot of time in the hot tub and sauna.
Okay.
Because the most important part is your muscles.
Yeah.
And then after usually a long session of like the hot tub or sauna, I usually stretch out for a good 2 or 1 hour, and then go back to sleeping.
Okay. He's got that down to a science. Brett, did you have something else?
Nope.
Okay. Let me do a couple promos here as I kind of wrap up stuff here with the last couple questions. First off, you can follow Varsity Roundtable on TikTok. We're at Varsity Roundtable. So if you haven't done that, please do so now. I'm also on Twitter at Ricardo Delian, Delian. That's also my Instagram account. I'm going to start putting more and more work stuff on my Instagram, by the way. So you can find me at of the week. Last week, this time because I was kind of focusing on basketball, but please check out the Athlete of the Week and vote for your favorite, athlete on that one. Live stream of the week, right, Brett? D1 sectional semifinal for boys. Kimberly versus Kaukauna.
Yeah,
that's at Bayport, by the way.
Tomorrow
So
night.
what?
Me,
Yeah.
Mike Sherry, and
Yep.
Rosie will be
Thursday. So on there,
there.
Brett.
Who's going to win the game?
Yeah, boys, you like your Kaukauna guy?
Right,
Going all the way. So please check that out again. Live stream of the week. I will not be covering that. I'll be at Brett State girls basketball, covering our 4 teams there. This is a question I always ask, and I'm always interested about the rituals and superstitions, more so rituals that you have before your match. I'm gonna start way over there with Zach. Do you do anything specific to get ready for the match?
Well, I have a superstition that
Okay.
people tend to find weird for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Okay.
I wear toe socks for every single tournament and
Wait.
Without a doubt.
Toe socks. Are those are socks that fit over your feet, but they also
Each
fit over
individual toe, yes.
Yes. Now I know what they are. Okay.
I tend to be made fun of by coaches, other wrestlers, and refs.
They are a little bizarre looking, but you can see why. But why? When did that happen? When did you start doing that?
They were a gag gift from my dad for Christmas one year, and I was like, you know what? I guess I'm just gonna wear them. I don't remember if I just did good at that tournament, or if I just decided I wanted to keep doing it. But it's the second year of doing that.
And you just like how your feet feel in them? Is that what it is?
It's a little weird for the first couple of minutes, but then your toes go numb to it, so then you're fine.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting stuff. Hey, I'm gonna come right down the line here. So Nick, anything you do specific?
I do a lot of music. I got my headphones
that's
on
right,
pretty
yeah.
much all tournament, all bus ride there, and sometimes even the bus ride back. But
And what are you listening to? Country? A little
no,
hip-hop?
hip hop.
Okay.
Kanye West specifically is probably
Okay.
my favorite.
Okay.
Pump up. But
Gotcha.
that's about it, really.
Okay. All right. Great. How about for you, Nehemiah?
My weird thing I probably do before a match is usually I just go in a corner and you just think about what are the possibilities of the match. What are the worst possibilities? What are the best?
Okay.
And then while I'm usually doing my thinking, I just listen to music
Okay.
because it helps me really think. I love I love music. It's like
Okay.
life.
What are you listening to though? You know I gotta ask.
Usually, you know, probably Drake, 21 Savage.
Okay.
But usually, like Nick said, Kanye West, he kind of hits my soul a little bit.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it's always a great time.
All right. Good stuff here. Yeah. Okay. Again, to get it over to our crowd here, Rosie. That's Peyton Lee. Peyton, your
Words for the younger people that might be looking up to you, but what's one person you look up to?
What's one person that you look up to? Good question there from Peyton. Peyton, you're gonna come. Start with you on this one.
One person I look.
Okay.
They make do,
Mhm.
and I money on camps, tournaments, track. I look up to, but more of appreciative and wanting to do.
Then we'll go to Nehemiah and then.
Sister and my younger siblings, they look up to me and they give me information that I really need. Coach in the off season, he really pushed me to my full limit, trust me.
Mhm.
And you know, my younger siblings, they give me the motivation I have to do to just keep going because they look up to me.
Okay. Good stuff. Your turn, Zach.
Yeah, my parents are definitely my role models. They're always hardworking, dedicated. They're always kind to me. They're there by my side through thick and thin. It's just amazing.
Good stuff here. Brett, we do have one question from online. What do you
Well,
got?
first on Facebook, Courtney O'Neill says thanks for the shout out to Zach. There you go.
No problem,
Way to go.
Courtney.
And is it Ted Skiba? Is that how we say his last
Skiba,
name?
yep.
He says I think he wants a little love for the boys volleyball team as well. At
Ah,
Kaukauna.
yes, of course,
So there you
absolutely.
go. They've had a good program there, right? And then we go back to YouTube and Ron Ramadani. Is that my? Yeah. Is that your? Who's that now? Right over here. Right over here.
This was specific for Zach a little more, but
Specific for Zach. What are some favorite meals or places to eat during the season?
Okay, that's more for Zach. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. You know, I always love the Culver stops after
Okay.
tournaments.
Well, what
if
are you
we do
getting?
those.
You gotta let everyone know what you're getting.
All right. Double bacon butter burger.
Okay.
Probably large concrete mixer with just vanilla M&Ms.
Okay.
Maybe like a medium drink.
Okay.
Large cheese curd.
Jeez.
I think
Well, a
that's
drink too, and the shake.
yeah. I think that's about it.
Well, and curds, you said?
Yeah, and curd.
Wow, man.
That's a lot of food.
Hey, he expends a lot of energy, though. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
That would
fantastic.
kill me. I'm telling you that.
That's amazing. All right, good stuff. And did you want that question to some of the other guys too, or you're asking for
I have
Nehemiah?
to shout out one place. It's probably Sweet Berries.
Okay, why is that?
Just because, you know, their food is really comforting. It feels
Okay.
like a housewarming meal sometimes.
Okay,
You know, right
good.
after a hard duel, you're like, you know, I just want something comforting. So you just
Okay.
go there and just eat. It feels like your mom's making it.
Gotcha. Okay, Nick.
Something that I always like to eat after tournaments is Chipotle. Like,
Okay.
I'll usually get a bowl,
Yep.
white rice, black beans, guac, steak or chicken, and some queso blanco and pico de gallo, and
Oh, wow.
that hits the spot every single time.
There you go. Good stuff. Good question there from you. I think I want to ask this one. This is the college question here, and that's for Nick. Have you solidified that? Just give me an update on that.
Yeah, I'm committed to UWO as
Okay.
we speak.
All right. Yeah. So
And-
why Oshkosh? I mean, I went there for a year.
I wanted to stay close to them. My relationship with them is very, very important to me,
Okay.
and they are all wrestling or likely to wrestle. So I want to be there. Yeah, it's just that close to home, being really close and being able to keep my relationship with them.
That is fantastic. And Zach as well for the next step for you guys. Is there any early thing going on?
Currently, I'm just trying to find out which college I'm going to.
Okay, okay.
Like, so right now I'm anywhere as possible, not just in Wisconsin. Explore the world.
Okay.
Don't. As
Okay.
he says.
Okay. Zach?
Yeah, I definitely do plan on going to college. I want to wrestle in college as well, but I'm probably going to stay in the Midwest. I just love the weather. Love just everything about it.
All right, good stuff. Now, Brett, I think it's time to wrap things up. We do our little shout outs, guys, to send some love out to people who got you where you are today. That's the camera I want you to look at right over there. You see it right there? So I always start farthest to my right. So that's you, Zach. You're up first. So send some shout outs to people who got you where you are today.
I want to shout out my practice partners, Liam Crook and Nehemiah Lendobeja, always beating me up and making me do my best.
Okay. Nick?
I'd like to shout out my practice partner and one of my closest friends, Andy DiPiazza. Beat me up a lot in my career and made me a lot better.
Okay, good stuff. Nehemiah?
I also like to shout out my thanks to specifically Zach Winnekens for giving me a fun time during wrestling practice.
Okay.
And of course my family. Family's number one, and then of course my mother that passed from cancer when I was younger.
Oh.
She's always been looking over me, so I already know she's pretty proud. So I'm thankful for my family, my father, and my little siblings, and my older sister.
All right. Fantastic. Prayers to you, my friend. I want to thank you all. Believe me, I cannot tell you how unique of an experience is it for me, as I'm just talking from a reporter standpoint, to see something like you guys. It is unlike any other spot in the state. I'm telling you this right now in terms of a sport where you guys are dominating. You guys are the platinum program. You guys are 2 state titles away from, achieving something truly remarkable. Just want to thank you guys for being such outstanding athletes. You guys out here in the crowd too as well. So I want to wish you the best of luck because when by the way, we're transferring the Post Crescent, right, Brett? We're moving down the street. Do you remember what the address is over there?
I think it's 122.
122
West College
East.
Ave. City Center East.
City Center East, East
Yeah.
College Avenue. This is the final Varsity Roundtable from the 222 building here on the 10th floor of College Avenue. 222 West College Avenue, I should say, but I couldn't think of a better way to end it with 5-time state champs. So I thank you guys. Best of luck next year. We hope to have you on in the new show, or the new digs, I should say, next season. Of course, Maciek knows that you guys have an open invitation anytime you guys want to come. And before Brett, I forget, we want them on the Packer show, right? As team of the week. You guys were remarkable, by the way. I want to thank Liam, all you guys for. I think that was that the toy giveaway that we did with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were fantastic. Really appreciate what you guys did there, and making it a very special Christmas for a lot of kids who. And that's our final show for the winter season.
Take a few weeks off.
Later,
We got to move.
We got to
first.
move.
We gotta get over
We're on the lookout for that. Season culminated with a lot of champs. We still got some basketball. But thank you again to Kaukauna Wrestling, and let's see if I get these names right. Thank you, gentlemen, for being I should say, giving of your time. I really do appreciate that. Right? And best of luck next year, and best of luck you, Nick.
Thank you.
At UWO. So thank you, everyone, for watching the Varsity Roundtable. We'll be back again real soon next month. Again, best place to find out on TikTok at Varsity Roundtable. Till then, of the Varsity Roundtable. Keep smiling.